All right, good morning. TGI Friday, October 15th, 2021. I just want to start with saying thank you to the membership. We have been in lockstep fighting for your rights and what we heard you say you wanted us to do for you. I am in agreement from the beginning, and we are certainly going to continue to push our members' beliefs and desires going forward, no matter what nonsense comes out of the fifth floor of City Hall or the fifth floor of 35th in Michigan. This is the simple reality. I sent a video out yesterday talking about illegal order. If any supervisor orders you to fill out that portal, you are under no obligation to respond or comply. It is no different than the mayor's original edict that you needed to fill out that portal information. The city's position from the beginning, and let me get very clear with this, from the beginning, the city acknowledged that this was a subject to mandatory bargaining effects, period. That is not in dispute, yet they have not done that whatsoever. So any sergeant, lieutenant, captain, or above who gives you an order to go in that portal is not valid. You are able to refuse that order. They cannot order you to violate your collective bargaining rights, period. Everything else is irrelevant after that. They can take us to court all they want. We already are filing the paperwork to dismiss that silly motion. We also are filing, and already had this drafted, our own TRO to compel the city to go to interest arbitration because they have ignored the court filings, the labor board filings, the physical demand for arbitration. They have done everything but negotiate in good faith, regardless of what the mayor says. She literally will stand in a press conference and talk about negotiating with our partners when it is a bold-faced lie. I understand there's members of the public who watch these videos also. And to you, I just want to be very clear. This union never called for a strike or a job action. We told our officers to continue to go to work. It was the city that was threatening to lock out our officers for not complying with an improper directive. The city needs to maintain its obligation and follow through with it every single step of the way. They don't get to pick and choose what's convenient for them and what's not, when they can follow the process and when they can ignore the process. But that's what's been going on. And again, our officers are always caught in the middle of this. Some simple facts. CPS has an entirely different policy. CPS is you're vaccinated or you're tested. From the beginning of our contract negotiation, I cannot contract, these specific negotiations, I said from the beginning, the portal says you're vaccinated, provide proof, or no. That was the only two options. We asked, and it was my suggestion, that there was the third option. The third option is it's none of your damn business. I will get tested instead. The mayor, according to Franz Spielman in the Times today, was quoted as saying, if officers do not comply to a yes, a no, or to get tested, they will be put in a no-pay status at some point in the very near future. Well, now they're admitting that there should be this third option. This could have all been solved with that simple fact right from the beginning. A third option of, I don't want to respond if I'm vaccinated or not, I will get tested. That's one of the simplest, basic ground floor steps we could take and should have taken 3 weeks ago when this was all brought up initially. On top of the testing part of it, testing should be for everybody. It shouldn't be for vaccinated or unvaccinated. Vaccinated can spread this virus no differently than an unvaccinated person. That's absolutely scientifically proven. You can get the virus, you can spread the virus, regardless of your vaccination status. So if the city is really, and I mean really in quotation marks, concerned about stopping the spread, then maybe they should do the right thing and test everybody. Again, this all seems like it's been smoke and mirrors from the beginning. A couple other points. There's 6 aldermen who initially said no mandated vaccine or requirement. 2 more joined it, and now we're up to 8. Where are the other 42 on this? Shame on them. They could literally be telling the mayor to stop the nonsense and worry about the violence. But this is one big distraction that has nobody talking about 185 expressway shootings in the city. 280 plus children shot in this city. And this mayor is off the hook. It's ridiculous. And then you got the chairman of public safety a former police officer who should know better, but apparently carrying the mayor's water is much more important at this point to Alderman Taliaferro, which is why I guarantee you we're going to find a candidate to go against him. But he's sitting there saying, if the mayor says so, you have to do it. No, you do not. The mayor doesn't have any more ability to give an improper order or directive than anybody else. And it is improper. There is a collective bargaining procedure. I get he doesn't understand that process, but then maybe he should just keep his mouth shut. He can't help himself. Also, let's talk about our wonderful first deputy, Mr. Medals, who's wearing medals that he couldn't possibly have earned, as if he's some war hero. It's ridiculous. Now he's threatening officers with termination, carrying the mayor's water. Why didn't the superintendent of police convey that message? Why did they send it to Eric Carter? Because Eric Carter has been kissing the mayor's ring from day one. That's how he got his job. That's how he continues to get his job and keep it, because he keeps doing whatever the mayor tells him to do. He's a disgrace. He should resign immediately. A couple other simple points I want the public to understand. According to our pension fund, there is 4,300 officers who have 20 years of service or more. That is roughly 38% of the sworn officers on this job. Almost 40% can lock in a pension and walk away today. Almost 2,800 of them can literally start collecting a pension tomorrow if they left. If this mayor doesn't stop vilifying the police and start focusing on public safety, you are going to have a rash number of retirements in the very immediate future here, because officers just aren't going to take it anymore. That is going to risk everybody's safety. Our officers, the public in large, and it's not going to be our fault. This can simply be avoided if, some people were allowed to do their job instead of micromanaged from the 5th floor of City Hall. One other thing I would like to give a shout out to, I understand a fire department battalion chief was sent home today because he refused to comply and give orders to the firefighters underneath his command. I don't have his name yet, but I just want to give him a big tip of the cap. Good for you for sticking to your guns, because our general membership meeting here Wednesday was amazing. In unity, hundreds of officers came here and said, we are going to make a stand. We are willing to go to work on Friday and be told to go home and not get paid because we believe in this so much. What are you going to do? Are you going to follow through and stand united with your brothers and sisters or not? We understand everybody's not going to be able to do it, but we haven't come off our advice to our members. You vote your conscience in theory and do what you need to do, what's best for your family. If you can financially sustain a hit, then stick to your guns, take the hit, and we will fight it in arbitration every single time until the last case is resolved. The city cannot keep doing what they're doing. They have an obligation to worry about public safety, not about someone's health status. With that being said, there's going to be another video later today. You can guarantee that, if not two more. I just wanted to put that out there now that the city is all over the news with their injunction that they're trying to put on us. More nonsense. Keep filling out your exemptions and sending them in. Regardless of what the city says, we are absolutely encouraging members to send a conscientious objection for state statute 745, period. They can say it's not acceptable, but that's not true. It is a state law. They cannot deny that exemption being put in. They can reject it all they want. All we want is that officers submit it, and they cannot say that they did not receive it. We can challenge that after the fact. Two more last things. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the efforts and career of former past President Dean Angelo, who passed away from COVID, and along with firefighter Michael Pickering, who passed away from COVID. Our membership and myself are not insensitive to the serious health risks that COVID presents. It was never a matter of COVID is a hoax or anything along them lines. It is simple. It's about personal choice. Each of us should be able to make a personal choice for our health concerns and not have the government dictate what that looks like to them. That is the basis for all of this. So with that, I'll see you later today, I'm sure. Have a safe day for now.